Hi, I'm Andrew, and welcome to the Neon Knitter. So, this video is going to be another local yarn store tour. This is going to be StevenBe in Minneapolis, Minnesota. This is my all-time favorite yarn shop. I go there all the time. It's basically my happy place, and I absolutely love it. So, yeah, quick side note, if you're wondering about why my lip looks funny, I bit it the other day, so it'll be better in a few days. But anyways, so, and the second Wednesday of the month, StevenBe has the Twin Cities Men's Knitting Group from 5:30 until 7:30 in the evening. So that's where I was tonight. And, yeah, so I thought I'd film a little tour while I was there. You guys will have seen it in my shop hop video, but, this is a dedicated tour when it's not so crazy busy during shop hop. But due to the timing of my knitting group, it was evening when I went there, so it is a little bit dark outside when I filmed the outside portion of the tour to show you the outside of the shop. But for the thumbnail, I will find a photo of the shop in daylight. So, yeah. So I'll find that for the thumbnail of the video. So, a few little things first. StevenBe is inside of an old fire station. It is actually in Minneapolis. It is actually located 3 blocks from where George Floyd died, which is kind of a little fact about it. It's on Chicago Avenue, and yeah, it's in an old fire station. Trying to remember when the building was built. I don't actually know, but it's got 2 floors full of yarn, and yeah, it's a really wonderful shop. There's a nice sit and knit space. There's a really nice table space upstairs as well. And yeah, it's just a really nice shop. There's also a patio. I didn't show you guys the patio because A, it was dark outside, and B, it was actually raining. I don't know if you can see it in the video or not. I haven't actually watched back the video yet. But, because it was really just misting, but I didn't really want to go back outside. So I didn't film the patio, but anyways, so yeah, if you would like to see the patio, Christy Glass has a tour of StevenBe, and she shows the patio in her videos, so go check that out. The shop has since been rearranged a little bit because her video's several years old, but anyways, so without further ado, let's get into the tour. I will say one last quick note. Upstairs, so let me just start by saying downstairs it is all organized by weight. Mostly, there's some areas that are organized by brand, but when you go in the shop, on the left you have worsted and then super bulky, and then you go and then there's a stage straight ahead, and there's a wall to the left right by the stage. That's DK. The stage itself is fingering. I think the stage was put there by a previous tenant of the building, but StevenBe's been there since 2009. So, but yeah, and then there's like bulky and some more super bulky on the right side of the shop. But I think there is some super bulky scattered in other spots too. I don't know. Anyways, then there's some stuff for sale on the landing of the stairs as you're walking upstairs. And then when you get upstairs, that's where you'll find a lot of the cotton and a lot of the acrylics and all your machine washable stuff. And there's still some sock yarns up there and stuff. I think they were having a trunk show from Honey Gold Acres, and so they had that upstairs. And so the table was filled with a bunch of sock yarns and stuff. Also upstairs, you'll see brands like Knit Collage, and you'll see a lot of Cascade 220 up there. And then there is what is called the Value Vault, which is that long hallway I filmed, that I showed. There's just shelves down this hallway. There is the first room, because there's 2 rooms in that hallway that customers can go in. Actually, there's 3, but the third one's the restroom. I didn't show that. But there is the first room on the left in that hallway is where all the buttons are. So that's where you go if you want to buy some buttons, like if you're making a cardigan or like a Henley neck or something. So yeah, and then so there's regular buttons for sale. Like you can buy them individually. They're in a tube. And then there's some books for sale in there, and there's some what am I thinking of? Some tools for sale that are discounted. The books up there are all discounted. The buttons on that one wall are not discounted. That's where the buttons are in the shop. And then there are buttons. There's a bin of assorted random buttons. That is the discount section. All buttons in that bin are $1 unless otherwise marked. And then you walk further down the hall, and there is a sign above the second room that says Krista's Yarn Shop. Now, Krista was Steven's mother. She used to own a yarn shop. She needed to close her yarn shop because her dementia got bad enough and she had to move in with Steven. So that room contains all the leftovers from her shop, and it is for sale, and that is the original sign from her shop. Now, Krista passed away a couple years ago. She was 91, but yeah, they're still selling the leftovers from her shop. So that's a little homage to her. So, now without further ado, let's get into the tour. Okay, so I'm going to show y'all what I purchased. But first I'm going to tell you what I'm wearing, because I failed to do that earlier. I am wearing the Vertices Unite shawl by StevenBe. I made it using Loops and Threads Wool-like, which is acrylic and nylon blend. Yeah. So, link in the description to my Ravelry account if you would like to go look at my project page for this and see more about it. But anyways, so let's go over what I got while I was there. So I got, well, for starters, they were giving away free patterns. So there's a free pattern bin when you first walk in the front door of the shop, and then there's another free pattern bin upstairs in that room that has the buttons. So I got some free patterns while I was there, and so I got this whole stack. I got this sweater pattern, which I thought was really nice. I got this sweater pattern. This one is a Brooklyn tweed pattern. It's a Michelle Wang pattern. What else? Oh, I got this pullover pattern. It's a Julie Hoover pattern. I also got this one. This is called Kilimanjaro. I guess I don't know the designer's name, but there's that. And I've got a chevron thing going. I got this pattern. I haven't decided if I'm going to make this yet or not, but I thought this was fun or interesting, quirky. Yeah. And I got this pattern for this top. I got a pattern for this jacket. Thought it had an interesting texture to it. Got a pattern for this super cute cardigan. Thought this was a pretty sweater, so I got that pattern as well. I thought this was an interesting sweater. I don't think this is the best way to show off this sweater. I would have liked it to be on a regular hanger or on somebody's body, but because otherwise it like stretches out the shoulders and makes it look weird. But I do like this sweater. I think it's pretty looking. Like the cables on it. And then I got this. So this is a pattern for this sweater here. It also has the pattern for this bag, as well as this cowl. Or that's not a cowl, it's a scarf. It's got pattern for this vest. And I think that's it. Oh, and this hat and scarf. But I got it for the sweater on the front. And then I also got the pattern for this cardigan. And I will say they had tons of free patterns, so you would think that I grabbed like all the free patterns they had. No. Most of them I did not grab. I grabbed like literally like 2% of the patterns. Like, that's literally how much they had. Like, there was a lot. And then I got the pattern for this sweater. I think that's a really nice sweater. And there's actually a couple other patterns in here as well. I don't plan on making either of those two. I don't plan on making that shrug either. Trying to think now if there was anything else in here. No, but I got it for the sweater on the front cover. So that's a thing that I got. And then, lastly, I got this. This was also in the free patterns bin. There's several patterns in this book. This is the pattern I got it for. I like that sweater a lot. There's actually 2 patterns in here I got it for. I'll see if I can find the other one. I think it's this one. And this cabled sweater. I think it looks really good. Let me see if there's anything else that was worth mentioning. I guess this cardigan's kind of interesting. But mostly I got it for those first 2 I showed. So that is the free patterns I grabbed. Now, not all of these were originally free patterns, and if you look them up on Ravelry, a lot of them are going to be paid for patterns, but StevenBe just had a bunch of paper copies, and they were trying to get rid of them. Some of them actually still had their price tags on them, but they were in the bin that said free patterns. So, and it was by the door, so that means they're free. Sorry about that. The storage filled up on my phone, and a thing came up that said your storage is full. So I had to deal with some stuff briefly. So now I was going to show you the last item I got at StevenBe. I purchased this. I just used a little bit of cash that was in my wallet, and I got this. So what this is it's buttons. I got some buttons. These are very large buttons with a shank on the back. There's 4 of them. Yes, this bag was already falling apart. This was in that bin of random buttons in the value vault, in that button room. So they're not in the greatest of shape. They're a little bit beat up, but I think that gives them character, honestly. But they've been there, I think, a couple of years I've seen them there. But I think that I could make like a chunky cardigan, and I might have some yarn in my stash already I can use with them. I don't know yet, but they're black. I think it would just be really cool with like super bulky yarn, super huge buttonholes. And yeah, I think that would make a really neat closure to a cardigan. So I got those. So that's everything I got at StevenBe. So I'm Andrew. Thank you for checking in here at the Neon Knitter, and I will see you in my next video.